Steam train running on a reckless rail, speeding right into the rising gale. Shuttle harder 'cause we're on your tail. London's bloody cry. Steam train running on a reckless rail, speeding right into the rising gale. Shuttle harder 'cause we're on your tail. London's bloody cry.
Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravity Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to Everyone is Warlocks, Conflux, the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your dungeon master and storyteller for this whole shit show, and joining me today is William.
I'd rather put a fryer on it, goddammit. Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Wotan Saltspray, the dwarven pirate, servant of Thing Beneath the Waves.
Who is eating a fryer?
And John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Warlock, the Warforged engineer of the Pact of the Great Machine, about to get eaten by a two-headed alligator.
And Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm playing Diamond Guitar, the Earth Genasi, Pact of the Fae, Blade, Warlock.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I am playing Zoe, half drow, Pact of the Blade Monk Warlock.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Aurelia Everins, human archaeologist, and Pact of the Blade, Great Old One Warlock.
And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Cole Istasi, the Shifter Urchin, Pact of the Chain, Raven Queen Warlock.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I managed to get into roll 20 before it came to me, so woot. I am playing Kurashana Thivakri, Kalishtar, Pact of the Chain.
And our last moments in Conflux were spent floating in the murky waters of the Fens as the Hawkshead Compact finished their initial investigations of the area, searching for the ever-blooming lily, a magic wand in one of the Fey antiquities. This whole thing began with part of the Compact remaining in the north, while Aurelia and Wotan sailed south to confer with Torvald Fauntleroy, a friend and ally whom Aurelia hoped to convince to help with paying off her debt to her incorporeal ancestor. Having intentionally skirted the more salient details regarding a temporary ghost possession, Aurelia found that Torvald's valet, Chiswick, was not hesitant to step in on his oblivious employer's behalf. With additional discussion about the need for an actual body to use, Chiswick agreed to induce Lord Fauntleroy to help in procuring at least one usable cadaver before the deadline expired. The remaining Warlocks, however, still up north, split to cover more ground in the Fens, one half utilizing more direct scouting methods via boat and air reconnaissance, and the other consulting with the local inhabitants. With her Fey-infused personality in full force, Diamond induced a trio of Fen folk to guide them around the local area and point out likely spots matching the description of the Lily's resting place. As the others returned, Warlock, however, found himself alone in a rowboat and threatened by some hungry reptiles, who managed to drag him out of the vessel and into their native element. And now our eyes are once again drawn back to the Warforged, who gave far better than a yacht, inciting the crocodilian's eventual flight, either from his attacks or the approach of a larger two-headed monster.
So, really quick, this is very important. I need to know if I can determine if this is a two-headed alligator or a two-headed crocodile.
Make me a nature check.
Does it determine your pun?
26.
It is a two-headed crocodile.
Cool. Am I still in initiative? Or do I have a moment that I can do I have a moment that I could make an action?
You are still in initiative.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Well,
which we are actually going to roll now.
Cool.
Just John and the crocodile at this point.
No, I'm gonna have everybody roll it so that as you guys come in,
the floor is wired. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Look at it.
Well, like I said, one person jokes all day today.
Oh,
Ooh.
where am I?
I have a +8 to my initiative. I rolled
This
a 2.
is initiative playing out exactly as it should.
The croc has a -1 to its initiative and rolled a 4. So.
How did I get? Oh, thank God! I was like, how did I get that?
I'm not
Oh no, I do.
last.
I have the highest initiative. How?
So far, we still have some people rolling.
I'm usually at the bottom.
It's true.
We're
There we
saving
go.
our luck for saving our Warforged.
Okay. So, this round will be Warlock and the crocodile. Following round is when the people in Diamond's boat and Zoe will be arriving on scene. Zoe is currently a little further away and also geographically closer, but traveling by land, which is dicey at best in the Fens.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me roll for Rorik as well, because he'll get involved in this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I have several more minutes before I can fly, so that's not happening. with
Yes, I
combat.
believe you do. Probably not. Okay. So, Warlock, you are up firstest.
Sweet. I don't have any spells other than my cantrips, because I use them all for tireless castings. Unless at some point after casting tireless 3 times, I had a moment to like chill for a bit in the boat and get a short rest.
Not really. No, you didn't. You
Cool,
guys
cool,
kind of
cool.
kicked right off and just went for it.
Cool. Just wanted to check.
Uh-huh.
Figured it'd be worth checking. How far away from me is the two-headed crocodile?
Right now, it's about 50 feet.
Cool. Can't get to it anyways. So I'm going to... Am I on the ground at this point, or am I still like sort of floating, kind of?
You are floating in the water.
Okay, cool.
You're buoyant. It's
I
exciting.
am buoyant.
Made of metal, but still buoyant.
Do you have like air sacs? I'm very curious about this. I'm not there. Anyway.
You're not there, and we're not going to worry about it at the moment. So I'm going to move away from the crocodile.
Okay. You can use an action to try and get back up in the boat if you want.
It's not going to help me.
Okay.
Because it'll just go through the boat.
I mean, maybe. Boat would give you at least some cover from it.
We don't know. Maybe this particular creature is allergic to wood.
You know what? No. And no, also because I need to use my action for other things. I'm going to use my action to cast Sending via my tablet to Diamond. The smaller ones, were they alligators or crocodiles?
They were crocodiles as well.
Okay. Update. There were 3 small crocodiles. They are gone. Now there is 1 large, two-headed is hyphen, so is that 1 word or 2?
2 words.
2-headed crocodile approaching.
Last
No,
2
I'm
words.
pretty sure there's
Real
like
big.
bipedial or something, except for an actual word that you could use.
That's fine.
I'm on my way.
Short
Dang
and
it.
succinct. Very nice. All right. So the crocodile has a swim speed of 50 feet.
So I moved as far away from it as I could, which I'm swimming and I don't have a swim speed, so I assume that's half speed.
That's half speed.
So 15 feet.
Yep. So the crocodile will use its entire turn to get up in close to you and prepare to do whatevers.
Good.
All right. So first round complete. Diamond, you and Rorik are at the oars, moving hard.
Yeah. We're rock people. We move very hard.
And
that was the safest thing I could have done there.
I love how Aaron dies a little inside every episode.
I love how I didn't even have to look. I knew that that very quiet sound of pain was coming from Aaron.
So did Zoom because it took up the whole screen.
You're dying.
Yeah, Zoom kicked you up, by the way. It was like, you get the screen.
all right. So the second boat is now in place. You can mostly see splashing, but the back ridge of this crocodile is visible enough despite the setting sun and murky water.
Mm-hmm.
Rorik can't really do anything. Cora, you're in this boat too. Anyway, you're going first.
All right. That is a thing. Shit. Do we bust out the big guns right off the bat? I feel like we should bust out the big guns right off the bat.
Isn't that all we carry is big guns?
Yep.
Yes.
We're warlocks. We have 3 big guns and nothing else.
You're not entirely wrong. So, no. We have 4 big guns.
Because some of you have Mystic Arcanum. I think pretty
So
much all of
let's
you.
find out how
Okay.
good a 2-headed crocodile's intelligence saving throw is as I use Psychic Crush.
Cool.
Some of you have 4 big guns. My 4th big gun is a teleport spell. So it's not really a gun. It's a door.
That's the nope button.
Fuck your shit. I'm out.
Basically.
I shouldn't summon my big rock creature here. That's
So
bad.
Wow, that's a lot of ones. That is 36 psychic damage, intelligence save for half, and on a failed save, stunned for a minute.
Okay. So this crocodile
You've got to
has
be
a
fucking
-4 to its
You've
intelligence.
got to be fucking shitting me.
He rolled a natural 20.
Fucking did.
I will send you a fucking screenshot if you need me to.
Are
Jimmy.
you motherfucking kidding
I was
me?
looking at that and I was like, this thing would have to roll a natural 20 to beat this. And on each ensuing.
The DM's face.
I'm so sorry, Jeremy.
Does
This
he
sucks.
have disadvantage for having absolutely no idea this is coming?
He doesn't, unfortunately.
Oh.
That is specifically an arcane trickster feature.
Hold
Unfortunately.
on.
Yes, I do understand that. I am
Man, Jeremy, this is like that time when you used a necrotic spell on a bunch of zombies.
No.
This is like every time Jeremy tries to use a major spell.
I'm looking to see if there's anything I can do to lower that by one.
to impose
Oh,
disadvantage.
that's right. You have like
Dark One's own luck won't help me because it only adds.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, God. Does anybody have a luck point?
I have inspiration. I feel like the GM isn't going to let it come in.
Nope, I don't think I have anything.
Bummer.
How does this happen so consistently to you, Jeremy?
Unbelievable.
Absolutely unbelievable.
It's all good.
What minor witch did you inconvenience?
Jeremy,
I think that's everything for me because I don't.
You just cut off a witch in the parking lot.
Yeah, Jeremy just flashes back to 20 years ago when he cut off this rickety old caravan getting into a parking space, and this wrinkled old lady goes, "From now on."
Fuck you.
Wait. Hold on. I want to check something here really quick.
Okay. I will let you check as many
Not in
things as you
regard
need.
to that.
Okay.
Nope, never mind. I was checking to see if, because of it's Mystic Arcana, if it would count as a spell, and it does. So I can't do anything bonus action.
So he got right up to you. Oh, hey. That's right. So, Diamond, you've never seen Rorik make a running dive out of a small boat.
No.
That is a very specific
I mean, you have now. Let's see if he can get to this thing, assuming enough athletics.
Is he strong enough?
I feel like the more
Mighty
appropriate
strong.
way to describe that is you had never seen.
Yeah, the way Jack had phrased it did confuse me as a player. So,
Yep.
but now I know.
So Rorik just leaps off the back or the prow of this boat towards the back of the crocodile, shield in one hand, war pick in the other, in what you would call the most fire plug of Tarzan leaps.
He's been waiting for this. He's been waiting up for this for several hours. I'm gonna give it to him.
Unfortunately, he lands about 10 feet short.
He is about 10 feet short, so don't tell Rorik I said that.
And has to spend the rest of his movement this round to get up to the thing.
I'm just picturing it from like you get the cinematic angle of like just underneath him as he's in the air, and then the camera cuts to like 20 feet out, and he's
just massive belly flop. Yeah, he rolled a 12. That's not great.
That's not very
good.
And let's see, Rorik. So now it's Diamond's turn.
Now it's my turn. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I'm gonna put the crocodile to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, well, I can do this at level 5? Yeah.
What are you casting?
Keep in mind it's an area of effect. And
No, I don't want to put people to sleep. I just want to put the crocodile to sleep. I will. I guess I'll leave the boat here because I don't want Koroshana to get attacked by the crocodile. Yeah, Diamond will jump into the water and swim as well.
Okay,
This
you
is
can
fine.
just get up to the crocodile with 30 feet of movement because you have to dash.
That's fine. I swim.
All right, Warlock. There's a crocodile right up in your face.
I have a stick for it.
Okay, go for it.
Am I flanking with Rorik?
No, you guys are all on the same side of the crocodile.
Can I move to flank with Rorik?
Yeah.
I will move to flank with Rorik.
Okay.
Thus gaining advantage. And the
Sure.
people in the boat will just see this frosty metal stick come out of the water and then come back down.
So you are trying to remain on the surface.
Well, no, I'm still in the water with it. It's just, I would say, like, they'll see, like, as I pull back from the swing, they'll see the shillelagh break the surface and then come back down into the water.
Okay.
Because I'm tall, remember?
Yeah.
As I accidentally back out of roll 20 instead of clicking the button.
Whoops.
Back. Roll 20, stop lagging. There you go. Okay. Shillelagh.
Illegals.
25 to hit.
25 hits.
All right, so 11 bludgeoning damage and 4
All
cold.
right.
That was a very poor Horfrost roll.
Okay. And this thing don't give a shit.
And it is magical bludgeoning for whatever that's worth.
Yes, it is. This thing is just a massive fucking animal. No particularly intense resistances or anything.
Cool.
All right. So Diamond, you are the closest to it, so it's going to make its tail attack at you.
Is Diamond the closest to it, considering I just hit it? And Rorik's also there?
Hang on. Don't worry. There's other things happening. Diamond, what's your AC currently?
14.
This thing has rolled 2 natural 20s in a row. I'm starting to be scared of this thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. It's fine. It's cool. It's not.
You take 19 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And I need you to make a strength save.
Okay.
Is this its legendary action or something?
14.
No.
Oh, I thought it rolled lower than me on initiative. That's fine. You said I was right. It's fine. It's fine. I'll come in.
I
next.
apologize. Go ahead, Zoe. I probably misspoke. Go ahead. Yeah, you roll in. This
I
thing
am
only
in the initiative. I am right below Warlock.
Go for it. I completely zipped past that because I was trying to remember where Cole was. I apologize. Go ahead and take your turn, Zoe.
Okay. So I'm within 60 feet of it, I assume?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to try and polymorph it.
Okay.
The lore people in chat, in our chat, said that Routh can't swim. Assuming that that is true to Zoe's knowledge, we're going to try and turn this thing into a Routh.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep pronouncing it different ways until it makes sense.
Sure.
I believe the correct pronunciation is Roth.
It's actually Rothe. There's an accent over the E.
Yeah, but that sounds stupid because that sounds like someone made really crappy rosé wine and was trying to pass it off.
I got drunk off of it.
Drink. Anyway. All right. So making a wisdom save, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 17.
That is a 16.
Okay.
So we will roll back that natural 20 that it made.
Because now it's a Rothe.
You're welcome.
It's a
John.
Rothe.
And Zoe will just, I can hold this a while. Don't hit it. Just leave.
All right.
And I'm using my bonus action to yell that as loud as I can.
Question. On its turn, when it starts to drown, does it take damage and revert back?
Not
drowning
until it
is
actually
damage.
drowns.
I looked this up.
Yeah,
Drowning
does.
saves, but it's separate from damage, at least to start to drown. And
Yeah.
both have a decent constitution. You have a chance to get away.
You go straight from whatever hit points you're at to saving death
Incapacitated.
saves.
Yeah.
At which point it will presumably revert back, but that will take a few rounds. So just get bitten by a goat and get out of there.
Also, Matthew Mercer's voice has confirmed me it is Rothay.
Oh, is it? Does he pronounce it on
Still
D&D
sounds
Beyond?
bad to
That's
me,
how
but
it's
I
pronounced on
apologize.
D&D Beyond.
Rothay.
It doesn't matter. I'm still calling them Roth until the day
I
they
like
die.
to think that they were named by a very drunk gay guy with a lisp.
I feel like it
Trying to
just
say
sounds so
rosé.
much like rosé, which I associate
Rosé.
with wine, that it
So-
sounds silly to me.
The Roth/Rothay, desperately trying to figure out how its new physiology works, flails at Warlock and misses.
Let's be fair to Mercer, though. He actually pronounces it Rothay. He puts a lot of emphasis on that first syllable.
Which brings us back to Korashana.
You've been left on a boat by yourself.
I have been left on a boat by myself.
Now you don't need a bigger boat.
The size of the boat has not changed.
But now you have all this space
That was not the
for
crux
activities.
of their argument.
This is where Cora just says fuck it and like summon greater demons to fight it out and then fuck up all the problem or fuck up everybody's plans. And no, I'm not gonna do that.
I would be scared of it just being there.
Cora is momentarily confused and does not know what to do. Therefore, I bypass my turn.
Okay.
Because I can't.
I'm sorry.
No. Narratively, it's amazing. It's just like they're like kill, and all of a sudden, they can't even row away because they have tiny muscles.
Try. You could maybe like go in a circle.
All
That'd be
right.
exciting.
So Korashana's waiting.
Yeah. You know what? I will hold a psionic blast for no, because that'll hit everybody. I will hold a mind spike for if the Rothay becomes a two-headed crocodile again.
Okay.
Fair. Very fair.
Warlock, you feel something grab your foot
Cool.
and start dragging you back toward your boat.
Cool.
You notice that Rorik is nowhere to be seen, and it appears that he has swum underneath the Rothay and is now dragging you back to your boat.
Cool.
Diamond, it's your turn.
So Rorik is taking Warlock safely to the boat, and the Rothay is drowning.
The Rothay is flailing legs and managing to, but doesn't seem to have gotten itself figured out yet. It is not drowning, however.
Okay, but it's definitely not figured its life out. Okie dokie. Diamond is going to assist Rorik in getting Warlock back on the boat.
All right, give me an athletics check with advantage then.
You ever seen a musk oxen try to swim? No, you haven't, because they live landlocked.
27. Almost a
27.
natural 7.
So, Warlock, you find yourself rather unceremoniously hoisted up and flopped into your boat.
Cool.
So that's where you're starting your turn. What you doing?
So, question.
Uh-huh.
How does liquid physics work with mystical teleporting gates?
As in, what would happen if you put an arcane gate underwater?
Yeah.
And another one, and the other end not
Above
underwater?
water. Yes.
Make an Arcana check. What are you trying to have happen?
I am trying to see if I can send the Rothe 500 feet away in a different direction.
Ah. So that's not how Arcane Gate works. You can't use it to forcibly transport.
That's why I was, because like if I put the gate under the water with the exit, with the entrance on this side, would the water flow through the gate? And thus would the water flowing through the gate carry the Rothe through the gate?
Does it have to be
because
a
you don't know. It has not going through a gate has nothing to do with being willing. It just has to do with physically going through the gate.
You're trying to make a water draining current, basically.
Yes, I'm trying to
sucks the Rothe.
I'm trying to flush the Rothe through a gate.
All right, I'll let you try this.
I got a 21 on my Arcana check to see if it would work.
All right. Tell you what. Higher with a 21, you at least have a chance of this working. High or low?
You've been rolling really high, so I'm going to say low. Because it's going to flop back if I say high.
Oh, okay. So you create the gate close to the Rothe, but completely submerged, and you create the other end several feet in the air facing down.
500 feet away. Or as far away as I can
and you're going for distance away, not distance up.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I like the idea that it appears like 500 feet directly above the boat.
Like, if I could, no, like away. Not, I'm not trying to drop it a long distance. I'm trying to put it on an island I can see, but far away from us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you imagine
you're going for lateral distance, not vertical distance.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a few feet above, so that the water actually drains through it, and it's not equal pressure on both sides.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just make a portal chain with a set of arcane gates, so you just fall from one gate out of one and into the gate again,
continually gaining momentum.
And then at one point, use your action to flip one of them the other way and just bam,
rocket yourself away,
or rocket an enemy away.
Yep.
Shoot them.
I've been falling for the last 30 minutes. And all of you watch as there's a gurgling sound and the Rothe just and then reemerges 500 feet away and just bloosh down into the water or onto the land, wherever.
Onto the land.
But not at enough height to where it would cause much in the way of falling damage.
And then
the
gate, it suffers 1d6 in falling damage.
And
that is 5 points. A Rothe has more hit points than that.
And then the gate closes.
Okay. At this point, I think we can safely say we're out of initiative. Well done. Clever solutions, everybody. So,
my girlfriend is so smart. I'm so proud.
I couldn't do that while it was a crocodile because crocodiles know how to swim. But the Roth, on the other hand,
yeah, no, the Rothe was not going to have enough athleticism to avoid getting sucked through the world's biggest toilet. So,
just flush your problems away, everyone.
With a little bit of effort, everybody is on one of the two rowboats that you guys had borrowed from the Elishard's Revenge. Cole, you show up.
Yeah, I land on one of the boats. And then Jinx pops up next to him and says, "So what happened? What are we doing here?"
I pointed
There was a two-headed...
No. I point at the two dead crocodiles that are probably floating
that are just
in the
sort
water.
of floating. Yep. Mm-hmm.
There were 3 crocodiles that attacked me, and then a bigger two-headed one.
Wasn't in a robot voice.
That's because he's not in robot form right now.
Oh yeah.
Right now
Nice.
he's
Oh,
right now
I
he's a Goliath.
forgot.
Right now Warlock it looks like a Goliath with an open coat and tribal tattoos.
So I'll flip.
Ender stone cut lips.
You can definitely tell him down that we're not in any danger. Diamond is definitely like
Given
trying super hard. It's not even like
giving Janderlock a little side eye.
it's not even like a not even like yeah, she's just it's like she's curious. Like, it's like seeing a celebrity for the first time. You're just kind of like, you're much bigger than you were on the front of the cup.
Also, his shirt's wet now, so you got that.
Yeah, you're catching some sheen.
Yeah, there's
in the last dying rays of sunlight.
I don't know if Diamond's necessarily like attracted, just more like she can't not look.
There.
Hard to look away.
Then Cole just flit
Yeah.
over to.
I mean,
Warlock.
Diamond and Rourke are also like sopping wet because they were also in the water.
Yeah, but Rorik only wears pants all the time anyway, so you know. All right. So what's everybody's plans at this point now that the threat has been neutralized?
All right.
Hey everybody, so me and Korashana, with some help of some very fine fenfolk whose names Diamond will say now because Nikki forgot to write them down.
How could you?
I know, I'm the worst. Showed us where this like briar patch is that none of the locals go to, and I feel like that is where this artifact is.
Does it match up with one of the ones that I pointed out?
Oh no, it does.
Yeah. Okay. So that's probably a good
it
place
was
to
like
look.
the second of the ones that you had spotted.
Mhm.
And Zoe also did a flyover to confirm, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was trying to save that portal for getting us into it because these all seem like they're pretty difficult to get into.
Well, we want to wait for Aurelia and Woden to return anyway. We agreed that we wouldn't be going in without the full team.
Yeah, so we'll take.
Is it so dangerous to wait for tomorrow?
Probably not. These things look like they're pretty well overgrown and protected. I imagine there's probably some more like those. I say, indicating to the crocodiles inside there, probably making it a nest.
Said without a whiff of tone. Yes, sir, Corey. That is oddly out of character for us.
Patience.
Patience, planning.
I like having every advantage. What can I say?
I don't know what you're talking about, Korashana. We were gonna wait. We didn't technically. I didn't break my promise. We didn't go in there.
We were absolutely going to wait. I'm just saying that is not par for the course for us.
No.
It's true.
Would it be more reassuring if I reminded you of how much I'm going to be queen one day?
There we go. I have not woken up in an alternate reality where that is acceptable. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Was there Cora and Diamond? Was there a dock or anything that we could sort of tie a post up at and wait for the revenge?
Was there, Jack?
If you wanted to try and go find one, you might find.
I didn't know if there was one when they went and found
Did we have a
people.
place that we were going to rendezvous with Woden and Aurelia once they were done?
No, I think the implication was Warlock has a magic book. We'll figure it out.
Huh.
Can you reach either of them?
Yes.
Could you let them know that we have located the place and would like to get back on the much larger boat out of the crocodile water?
Yes, I was just hoping for a place where we could wait for them while they arrived.
We have to be careful. There are other groups around here, kind of like the Fen folk, that might not be so kind to outsiders. I think is what the one guy warned us about, or at least he was warning about, we don't want to
factions of Fenfolk, maybe.
Yeah, he was. He had mentioned we have to be careful going into certain areas because that's not proper
Etiquette.
etiquette. Thank you.
No,
Basically.
Jack, was there like I may have just misunderstood. They went to like a bar, didn't they?
They went to a very small cluster of like 4 shacks on stilts.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Let's just trace the route Warlock took in back out.
Hmm.
If you guys want to know whether or not you're aware of any bars in the fens where you might be able to tie up, go ahead and give me a history check.
Sure.
It's a pretty high DC for this one because none of you are
18. I think this is the first time I've rolled above a 10 on a history check with this character, and it's really important to me.
Also 18.
I don't make a whole lot of deliveries to the fens, so
You don't, actually. Cora, you can make this as well if you want, or if you don't care, you don't have to care.
Sure. Why not?
because anywhere where I have to rent a boat cuts into my meager little profits.
Well then.
Okay.
All right. So all of you are scouring your brains to try and come up with an idea. And then Cora, you remember that there's supposedly a place here called the Magus.
Okay.
And you're pretty sure you can see it from the shoreline if you're looking into the fens from Hallowdoors.
Okay.
So just a little ways down from the Great Press. So you guys would probably need to row maybe 20, 30 minutes or so eastward. And you'd probably be able to get an eyeball on it.
Okay. If we turn east, go ways, there we can find a place.
Yeah, I'd rather us wait at a place for them than just in the midst of the fens in case more alligators decide they're interested.
Works for me. We could also presumably go to a bar in Cryptward or Hallowdoors, but we can go to a bar in the fens.
All right. Let's head.
But yeah, as best you can tell, Korashana, that is the Magus is probably the closest place that you're reasonably certain is real to your actual point of investigation in terms of a rendezvous point.
Still haven't succeeded a history check with this character. Just rolled
Jesus
well.
Christ.
Sorry, the DC on that one was 20.
No, I gather.
You were real close. You were real
But
close.
it's funny that even my 18 was a failure. It's very
All right. So, as we head that way, I will shoot a message off to Wotan. Found likely location of antiquity. Heading to location titled Magus in the fens nearby to wait.
Wotan, you can go ahead and give me a history check.
All
Given
right.
your background, the DC is slightly lower on this one.
History. It's not with a 9, I don't.
You do not remember any place called Magus.
Well, I fortunately, my first mate / significant other lived in the fens for a lot longer than I did. So I look over my shoulder at Thalia. Thalia, you don't have an establishment in the fens by the name of the Magus?
Let's see if Thalia knows.
She goes, "Oh shit, not there." But it doesn't matter because Wotan can't send a message back except for the one that he gets right now.
Where'd her character sheet go? Ah, there we are.
In the folder.
I mean, hopefully, if Warlock doesn't get back a confirmation, he'll send directions.
Yeah.
Hi, love. Yeah,
Right.
it's on the
Perfect.
it's on the east side. Might be a little dicey getting the revenge in there. It's a little bit of a narrow approach, but I think there's still enough rowboats attached. They only took half of them.
We'll get as close as we can.
Think I know of a decent cove where you could drop anchor, and then we'll go, I assume, meet the rest of them.
That seems like the plan.
Fair play to him, then.
I'm going to send another message to Wotan.
Since he hasn't responded yet.
Here are directions.
One with the location, and two. So I'm actually sending two more messages. One with the location, and then a separate message. Io will be watching out for the ship.
We're on our way. We'll find a place to drop anchor and come meet you.
We'll find a place to park and we'll meet you at the door.
Your best estimate, Wotan, is that you're probably currently 2 or 3 hours out. You guys are just now coming through Stormways.
We're a couple of hours out of the way.
I will relay that information to the rest of the group.
Okay. So you guys head toward the Magus. It's a pretty convoluted approach, but you keep an eye on the slowly setting sun and are able to maintain your directionality with that. You come out a little further south than you anticipated and have to turn and head back up north to where Cora remembers being able to see the corkscrew of smoke that indicates where it is hidden in the fens. And as the evening begins to darken a bit, you see a little glow of firelight deeper into this overgrown maze of islands that makes up the river delta before the north branch of the Reedy plummets over the cliffs into outer space, more or less. But giving you a visual location and a vector by which to approach. There's 1 or 2 wrong turns that you make, but after about 45 minutes or so, you begin to hear strains of music. And then coming around this final bend, there's a slight opening, probably 2 acres or so in size, of just a standing pool, and a couple long but narrow wharfs that jut out, and there's a number of rowing vessels and some small sailing boats that are moored here. And the building itself is made of primarily wattle and daub, with a number of windows with colored curtains, and you can see fire and lamplight flickering on the interior. Music is coming out into the docking area and pouring out over the little lagoon. And you seem to have arrived at the Magus. There's a little sign hung over the door with a wand with a star on the end. Seems to be made out of hammered brass.
What's the plan? Does this establishment look like a bar, like an inn? Like, what does it look like?
Looks more like a bar than an inn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like a CD bar.
Fairly.
I mean, it's the fens, so.
That's not nice. Some of them could be quite lovely. This one will not be one of them.
Well, it'll be a few hours before they can get up here. I've got Io keeping an eye out. Do you want to just go in and rest for a bit? Get a couple drinks?
Yes, that sounds great.
Sounds acceptable.
Meet more of the fabulous locals that are so nice and kind.
I'll lead the way inside. I'm a large, imposing Goliath at the moment.
Okay.
No, that wasn't out loud. That was out of character.
Oh.
I will lead the way inside. I am a large, imposing Goliath at the moment.
Okay. So you step inside. There's a pair of double doors. What's Cole doing?
He's just gonna leave Edgar and he's gonna leave Edgar outside and then have Jinx in the pocket dimension.
Edgar and Io just glare at one another. Like, I'm
Bird
lookout.
fight.
No, I'm lookout. I'll look out better than you will.
Io has no such competitiveness.
That
Edgar might. Io doesn't care.
Only a
All
food
right.
involved.
As you approach, you can hear stringed instruments on the interior. It sounds like a lute and a fiddle playing in concert. One at various points in whatever melody, one will take over and the other drop into a more harmonious role, and then but they're switching back and forth. It seems. So Warlock, you push the door open. I assume like with your staff or something.
Yeah.
Step inside. And there's a squeak from the fiddle and the ping of a string breaking on the lute. And this very awkward dead silence falls over the entire place as all these heads turn to look at you. A couple steins just sort of onto tabletops. And everybody's just staring.
Hearing the shift in volume, still very much outside, so it's gonna turn invisible.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the slow glance around, just taking in the scene.
Are you blocking the door?
He's a very large Goliath at this point. He kind of is. Did you stop or did you keep walking?
No, I keep walking, and I'm gonna walk to whatever presents itself as a bar.
All right, there's a part of Nikki that gets very frustrated when people stop in an open doorway to look, and it's like, for the love of fuck, keep moving.
Right? Yeah.
I just suddenly had like a
Agreed.
very visceral like reaction to the idea of this giant Goliath just standing in the middle of the doorway, looking around the bar like, motherfucker, move.
Looking for where
You
the
know,
bar
like a
is.
Skyrim NPC.
Make me an insight check there, Warlock.
Looking
Damn
for
it, Lydia.
Looking for where the bar is. 14.
You just Futroned her out of the way. She's fine.
There are actually 3 bars, one directly across from you and one to each end of the building as well.
Does one have a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The majority of the bar back is just various jugs and bottles, very few of which are marked with anything written. And it's just, you can see the musicians clustered over towards sort of the left-hand corner. The place is pretty well packed. You'd say that they're probably about 80-85% capacity right now, which means there are about 50 to 60 beings in here, and that's just the patrons.
Yeah.
People.
That's
a lot of people.
So we're about to take this bar very close to overcapacity, my rough math tells me.
I mean, Warlock takes it up by 2 by himself, so.
Is there, by one of the bars, is there a table or at least a place to sit that is clearer than the rest?
Clearer how? Like just emptier, you mean?
Yeah, like there's room for us, basically.
There are 1 or 2 unoccupied tables.
Hey, I'm going to head to the bar that is closest to whichever one has the most room.
All right. Rorik and Diamond are following you. Zoe's invisible. What is Cora's reaction to all of this?
Just sort of keeping behind a little bit, like moving when the group moves, but keeping behind and mostly just being observant of everything and anything.
Okay. So, Mask of Many Faces. Or wait, do you have Disguise Self? Which one is it?
Mask of Many Faces, which is Disguise Self at will.
Okay. Doesn't do much for sound.
Nope.
So, it's very, not that any of your characters would have reference for this, it's very reminiscent as the metallic individual clumps across the floor.
Part metal, part leather.
Yes. It's very reminiscent of that, with the squeak of the leather and the occasional chink or clank of metal. It's very much that sort of spaghetti Western moment of the bar is silent. And I mean, Warlock's only missing the spurs at this point, basically.
Which we can make those.
Which you could make those.
See, I was thinking it was going to be more of
Mhm.
more of either a Terminator thing of the chunk, kunk, or like a Wolverine thing. Normal seeming tall, but still seeming person.
He's
But
5'3", God damn it.
I'm
That's
talking.
eye level with
Oh,
me.
Warlock's tall. Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm talking about Warlock.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, Hugh Jackman is like 6 foot tall.
Yeah, which is
So,
ridiculous. But
depending
he's
on
still
whether
great.
you're
I don't
talking
care.
about the film version or the comics version, anyways. But like of the like normal person walking, and then somebody bumps into him, and you're wondering why they didn't fly the other direction.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But so Warlock chunk with his staff up to the bar, and just eyes watching everybody. There's a human male, probably in his early 40s, you would guess. A little bit grizzled and scruffy around the jaw. Narrow shoulders, but very muscular physique. Who's wiping down the counter. He's the only person in the bar that hasn't looked up to see what's going on until you get up, and then the eyes raise, and you can see that one of them's clouded over, but that one good eye looks directly at you. Something I can help you with, son?
Warlock's first time in a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and he recently learned that he has taste buds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So he wants a drink.
You have an alcohol tolerance.
I don't know. Neither does
Very
he.
trying to find out.
This is how Bender was created.
So, just sort of look up behind him at the thing. Does there seem just doing a quick glance at the bar back? Does there seem to be like you said nothing was really labeled, and most of it was like jugs?
Not
and
really.
bottles
No.
and stuff.
Most of it's in like ceramic jug, kind of moonshine-esque looking containers.
Can
Give me
I-
a perception check.
Yeah, I'm trying to ascertain what would be a thing to order because I want a drink. 17.
17. There is a single glass bottle. Green glass, pretty dark, and you can see an even darker substance in it.
I will point at that glass bottle, and I'll say, "Bottle of that."
Welcome
A
to
bottle of that.
Yeah.
Well. Oh my God. Everybody who has ever entered a bar for the first time, I'll have that.
One time I accidentally asked a bartender because my friend thought it was funny. It's for a wine bomb. Those don't exist. And I'm so surprised the bartender didn't immediately ask to see my ID.
The cloth goes into the apron string, and that index finger just kind of taps the bar a couple times. All right. Grabs the bottle down.
I would imagine a wine bomb's just a Jaeger bomb with wine instead of Jaeger.
I mean, it's a full glass of wine and you chug it.
and holds out his hand.
Can I estimate the value of that bottle?
You have no fucking idea.
Cool. I'm gonna overspend.
As far as you know, it could be varnish.
I'm gonna overspend then.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
For the record, I'm still invisible and outside because Zoe
Right.
wants no part in this. Zoe wants to not be remembered as a part of this.
Okay.
Could I do an insight check to see how much I might want to spend? Like how much this guy might be expecting.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Natural 20.
You're considering the coinage that the great press printed you with. Probably want to avoid the coppers and the silver.
I'll pull
And you
out...
look down.
Oh, go ahead. Yep.
At his hand. And just ever so slightly, you can see a faint flex of each finger in turn.
Which I'm assuming means 5.
Does he have 5
Could
fingers?
mean that,
Yes,
or
he
it could
does.
mean
Yes, he
maybe.
does.
I will put 5 gold into his palm. Just probably vastly overpaying, but...
I don't want to die here.
Like I'm just trying to give you a visual representation of what that looks like.
Yeah.
Yep. He looks at the 5. And then leans closer to you, like he's trying to whisper something.
I will lean in.
Will save us all a lot of trouble, so I'm going to pretend I'm whispering something to you. And he hands over the bottle.
I just sort of nod and take the bottle.
Well, these folks are buying around for the house. And immediately the music starts back up and everybody's like, hey! Just kind of thumps on the tables a little bit. And the atmosphere kind of reasserts itself.
Oh, fuck. My heart.
I will take the bottle and walk to an empty table.
A couple people like give you a slap on the back as you pass by, raise a stein or a glass or whatever they happen to have. A couple of them seem to be drinking out of turtle shells.
Yeah.
But you seem to have garnered yourself some goodwill with the local population.
Sit down.
And
at the
you guys
table,
have a table.
boom, pull out the thing. Look at the rest of everybody. Does anybody have a cup?
How fast can we smell it once that thing is popped open?
Yeah.
Give me perception checks, everybody who's at the table.
Okay.
Ooh, a 19.
21. I don't even have.
There's the appropriate tab. I don't know why that was on advantage, but 8.
So the bottle is tilted more towards Cole and Diamond's direction than anybody else's as the cork comes out.
Yeah.
There's not an immediate perceptible odor of any sort, but your eyes start to sting a little bit.
Mm.
Ah, Stoli.
Tequila.
So yeah, there's
thin
that.
version.
It
Okay.
smells like almonds.
Oh no.
It does not. It does not smell like almonds.
So yeah.
Diamond just kind of looks
Within a moment or two of you guys sitting down or at least clustering around a table, a serving staffer comes by and puts out glasses for everybody.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna have to just take
actual
swigs from the
bottle
bottle.
I will pour a glass for anyone who wants one, and I am definitely taking a drink.
I wave off.
Diamond will take a drink.
Cole?
We'll take a glass, but he'll wait before he tries it.
All right. Warlock and Diamond, Constitution saves, both of you.
Is
Okay.
Rorik taking a drink too?
Oh, Rorik's definitely taking one.
Yeah.
All right. 19.
23. I'm constituted.
Warlock, you throw this thing back. And there's a faint shimmer in the air that you've never seen before.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hang on a second.
Diamond, this stuff burns.
Question: do I technically get advantage on the saving throw? Because I have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and have resistance to
Oh,
poison
okay.
damage,
Then
things
yes.
like that.
Yes, you do. Mhm.
All right, let me roll one more time. 20.
20.
One higher.
Still a little bit of a shimmer.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Diamond, as this stuff burns its way down to your stomach and hits a little bit like that bomb that Aurelia made and threw at the bottom of a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
But then it kind of settles into a weirdly cool feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to get these aftertastes of mint and raspberry
Mm-hmm.
that build
Mm-hmm.
and build. And there's this icy kind of feeling in the middle of your mouth for about 30 seconds that also then starts to dissipate a little bit. And there's just this tiny little cold spot in your stomach.
Hold on 1 sec. Hold on. Diamond definitely like feels her stomach. She's like, oh, it's so cold. Hey, Cole, feel this. And she grabs Cole's hand and puts it on her stomach. Like, does it feel colder to you?
Does it?
feels normal.
I take a sniff of my drink. You okay?
Your abs are rock solid, babe, but I'm
Yeah.
not feeling anything else.
No changing temperature. As awesome as ever.
Rorik just slams his back, drops the
Christ.
glass back down, shoves it over towards Warlock, and is like,
Pour
give me
more.
another one.
I will pour out more drinks. This is how I intend to spend my short rest.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. Cole, do you drink yours?
Yeah, I'll take a few sips, but I'm not gonna chug it.
Okay. Wisdom save, or I mean, Constitution save.
All right. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I have such a high tolerance. 16.
So you two, you just you take a brief sip and followed by a slightly bigger one. And yeah, there's not an initial amount of flavor until it hits the back of your throat and it burns all the way down and then just sort of poof, almost in your stomach like a snowball.
I like that
There's that
Warlock.
cold feel after that little explosion, and then you two start getting those aftertastes of mint and raspberry that build and build and build, and the inside of your mouth feels like somebody just shoved an ice cube in there for about 30 seconds, and then it kind of cools out.
Congratulations, you have found the most disgusting alcohol.
And then I look at Diamond and I go, I see
Yeah.
why you asked.
And then Diamond touches his stomach. Like, is your stomach cold?
His stomach is icy cold.
Whoa.
He didn't feel it on you because you're made of rock.
I like that
Fair.
because Warlock is a warforged, he's only getting like half the experience.
But
Brian is
Cole,
just
your
watching
vision is
this and-
swimming a little bit at this
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll definitely chill out once I'm like, hey,
You will chill out.
yeah. Unintentional pun.
Zoe, what are you up to? Being outside and
So
invisible.
for the first 4 minutes, I'm invisible, and I'm still just gonna stay out there.
Okay.
So I'll go from being invisible to being a lurker with a decently high stealth skill.
Okay. Are you going to try and get inside and join the rest of the compact, or you stay
Nope.
out?
I don't want to. They have made a scene, and I want as few people to ever be able to identify me as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and
Fair.
give me a stealth roll then, since you're lurking on the exterior.
I don't get the armor bonus anymore because I don't wear armor anymore. 22.
Still
22.
real good.
All right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
How far is our seat from the outside?
You guys are pretty close to the bar that was opposite the front door.
More than
And as
30
best
feet?
you can... you're probably about 45 feet from the front door. Yeah.
So, and also, admittedly, I'm outside past a closed door from the people inside the bar.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm not
Mhm.
necessarily visible to them.
Kurt
no,
is just
that's-
watching this whole thing at the table like
Mhm.
an ornithologist watches bird behavior.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And
you've
I'm
constructed a small
waiting-
reed shelter around yourself, and you have binocs and a little notebook.
I don't need to.
I'm waiting for Thalia to come intervene, to be perfectly honest, because that seems to be what Woden's girlfriend maybe does.
Mm-hmm.
The blind seems to have constructed itself.
Okay.
In this case.
All right.
So,
Drinking will do that.
however long of a short rest we get.
Yep.
I mean, you got a couple of hours before you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody can have a short rest in this period. So if you need to spend any hit dice, regain your spell slots, that sort of thing.
I do need to spend some hit dice.
Seems to be mostly a venue of music and conversation and drinking. There's a very little bit of food going around. Most of it's unidentifiable.
Diamond will still probably ask for food, seeing Cole just kind of like listing slightly. Like, oh, you should eat.
Yeah, if anything smells particularly good, he'll stare at whatever plate goes by.
Yeah. So there's a fairly matronly half-orc that seems to be doing most of the food waiting. She comes out of the kitchen with little platters, gives one to one table, one to another, and just kind of comes back and forth. The smells vary. Some of it seems to be pretty heavily spiced and seasoned. Some of it seems to be just something cold. There's a little... The only thing you can identify without question, Cole, is at one point there's a table that gets like a small wedge of cheese along with whatever the fuck that other stuff was. But that's about it. Like, some of it you're pretty sure is meat. You have no idea what kind.
Yeah.
Gator.
So do you stop somebody to get an order in at any point? Or
Yeah, definitely. Cheese and meat.
Meat and cheese.
All right. Well, we got ourselves a number of meats in here. You looking for anything particular? We got ourselves the raison d'etre. We got ourselves the rungo. We got ourselves the dag nipple whipback. We got ourselves.
What is that?
Oh, dag nipple whipback? You've never had dag nipple whipback?
I have never had dag nipple whipback.
Son, you have come to the right place tonight.
I know
Oh,
this.
dear.
I know this Waffle House server.
Yeah.
John, we got ourselves some people out here ain't never had no dag nipple whipback.
Now that you've said that, I also know this person.
John and I have been to this Waffle House many times.
She has a neck tattoo. She's got one gold tooth. The cook has at least several face tattoos. That's how you know the food slaps. Cigarette in the corner of his ear.
We talking whipback for the table or just for you, son?
I look around.
I'll
I'm
take
feeling
some
adventurous.
for the table.
Cora, you're the only one who... Oh, okay, for the table. All right. She bustles herself back into the kitchen, and about 15 minutes later comes out.
If Cora doesn't eat any, I'm sure Cole will eat.
Yeah, he looks genuine.
With a concoction that is... The main thing on it is a large number of opened shellfish, some sort of bivalve. But the meat inside seems to have been heavily diced, seasoned, and processed with some other things as well. And then there are each serving, of which, let's see, there's 4 of you at the table, of which there are 12. Oh, no, 5 of you at the table, of which there are 15, has a single fisheye looking out of it.
Did you just describe seafood turducken?
Oh,
Not exactly.
oh,
Because it's all chopped up and diced together. It's not
So it's a
one inside the
tartare.
other.
Not one,
inside the
yeah, it's
other.
not one stuffed
Yeah.
inside
Yeah,
the other.
it's
Right.
a tartare. Like, generously, it's reconstructed sushi.
oh.
It's like a fish salad, a
A seafood
Yeah,
Like,
salad.
seafood is all absolutely not a thing I eat, but, you know.
Yep. There's a dipping
Oh.
sauce in the middle, and whatever substance is in the half shells seems to have been steamed. It is hot.
Oh.
Oh, Cole digs right
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, Diamond
Well, I could make Jeremy suffer with that descriptor.
Seafood turducken.
Try
He takes a nice whiff and he goes, "Oh my
No,
god!"
this
and then just starts
absolutely
digging.
sounds like something you could order in New Orleans.
It does. It absolutely does.
Like that's not a negative.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a true statement.
Just there is not enough brain bleach in the world to get seafood turducken out of my
I
head.
kind of want to try a seafood turducken.
That's
think
the most
the fact I
foul
don't
thing I can
Seafood
possibly
means that
imagine.
I don't understand why that would be gross.
Super like I like seafood, but that is super gross.
You take a
Oh my
you take
God.
a big bass and you shove a salmon
No.
inside
Okay,
it.
again, we're not
No.
going further down.
Anyway,
Anyways, yeah, Colt digs right in.
Same.
okay,
Warlock does
Actually, fish would probably not necessarily be the worst thing in the world.
right.
I'm
Mhm.
thinking other types of seafood
Food
stuffed
all
in
mixed
other
together,
types
yeah.
of seafood.
Like my mind goes to fish, or like a couple three different types of like shellfish.
I found a recipe.
Oh.
It's okay.
fish, lobster.
I would think several
Wait,
kinds
Mara,
of
did
fish
you
with those
search
tiny
seafood
fish eggs that
turducken
you
or
get
did
on the
you
outside
search
of
dag
sushi
nipple
inside?
whipback? Because I'm pretty sure that second one's made up.
No, seafood turducken. There are several
okay,
different
okay.
recipes. It's okay.
Oh,
Anyways, we
why?
at least 3 of us eat, or at least 4 of us eat.
So as
Jurassic
the dag
Park
nickel
line,
whipback
just
is
because you
served,
can.
doesn't mean you should. In and of itself, it's fairly pungently savory spiced. If any of you try the sauce, and the server will be happy to direct you into the proper method of eating it, which is you grab the shell and you use that as a spoon to sort of get a dip of the sauce that just surrounds the meat, and then you slurp the whole thing off like an oyster.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The sauce adds a bite of spice to it. Honestly, the only thing that's really hard to get past is the fisheye.
Well,
I think
Does it look like this?
eat it fast enough, you won't even care.
not for Warlock, but
It's like a grape.
Yep, pops like a grape if you chew it.
Oh my god, I just realized that this is the first thing we've had to eat with Warlock specifically, so it's now registered as normal restaurant food.
yeah, Warlock's like, oh, this is a new experience.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a veritable symphony of sensation, Warlock. You've got various textures and flavors, and then the eye bursts, and it's like, ooh,
And
Ooh.
it's like a secret surprise.
yes, as it were. I love how we've gone completely off the rails just because I had to make up fake food.
It's
Mhm.
awesome. though.
Yep.
Foods are the best
Think-
part of D&D.
Do you not recall
Making
the?
up random sci-fi food was the best part of that Star Wars.
Do you not recall the 2.5 episodes you guys spent in a bar in Illinois drinking the
I mean, that's
variety of
fair.
drinks?
Or the several
And we
episodes
went to
spent on
Valhalla.
free breadsticks in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Or there was definitely one of those in
Oh my god, the
Eberron.
breadsticks episode.
There was definitely a thing we did in Eberron that was similar. Yeah, food is the best part, but also the longest part of these things.
Unless we have to describe really gross things.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Fucking Jesus Christ.
But you guys spend some time eating and drinking. Meanwhile, the Revenge, following Thalia's direction, and also going off of what information Warlock transmitted before vanishing into the ether, metaphorically speaking. Are you guys continuing to drink?
Yes.
Warlock is.
All right.
Cole's more focused on food now.
Okay. So Warlock, you'll be making me a single Constitution save, no advantage on this one. Diamond, you'll be making yours at disadvantage.
That checks out.
11.
7.
Oh god.
Okay.
7-11.
I'm getting into some Aurelia territory with my drinking.
God damn, Rorik. All right. So Cora and Rorik will be the only sober ones on the inside, at least, when you guys get here. But
Hey.
the Revenge on the inside, I said. You're still on the outside.
Fair enough.
But the Revenge, you guys find a cove to anchor in. And having heard where you're at, the crew, a couple of the crew decide they want to come along. Your gunner specifically refuses flat to come along.
Why?
You have a particular history with the Magus.
I do.
Buford. I'll have to hear that story at some point.
Don't be rude to the bartender.
Never. I'm never rude to bartenders. They're the best people in the tavern.
Going in there with that sort of perspective will probably serve you fairly well.
Did you go in there without that perspective one day?
Oh, I was born without that perspective. But Thalia and a couple of the crew accompany you two in the boats.
A very loopy owl meets them at the door.
And a raven.
Because I figure if I'm controlling the owl, it's just as drunk as me.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. Sort of.
Let's see. Give me just roll me straight wisdom for your owl and your raven.
Okay.
My owl is quite wise. 18.
I think ravens just have flat.
Io also has dark vision up to 120 feet.
Plus one. Okay, so D20 plus 1. 17.
17 and 18. Not too bad, actually. Okay. So you guys row up. Give me perception checks for Aurelia and Wotan.
23.
Aurelia, what you notice is a clockwork owl that seems to be completely rigid, staring straight ahead, and a raven who's kind of snoozing on its shoulder.
Huh. All right, well, that's them.
Wotan, you see both of those, and a fairly subtly positioned figure lurking in the shadows outside. Just the faintest hint of a silhouette. Kind of.
I have any chance to spot them, or not yet?
Yeah, you can roll a perception as well.
Cool.
You'd see a big boat.
The boat had to dock further off.
You'd see a boat.
Yeah, you're seeing these two rowboats come up, and as they pull up closer, and the lit building kind of sheds a bit of light, you can definitely see Thalia and Wotan in the first one.
Wotan nods at what is almost certainly Zoe.
Wotan knows Zoe quite well. Zoe will nod back and what the hell? Hex Wotan, use that to teleport over and drop the hex.
Yeah, so Wotan, you feel a cold kind of chill settle over you for a minute, and then Zoe's right next to you and the chill goes away.
That's weird magic. All right.
It is really convenient when people are dying.
I can imagine.
Are they dying in there?
Let's go get them then. No, they're probably drunk off their asses, though, if Fenn's alcohol's anything like I
Go
remember it.
rescue them. I don't want to be seen in that mess.
You can wait in the rowboat if you like.
I am super excited for
the thank
day
you is
when-
actually said while looking directly at Thalia.
I'm
Because
super
she has
excited for
proven
the
time
day
and
that
time again
Jack,
to be able to deal with this shit.
that Jack figures out a way to use Hex as a form of teleport against us.
It does have a negative in that if at that moment Woden had needed to make a skill check,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like I'm waiting for the. I'm sure that Jack is like, okay, I will design a moment around this.
Oh, probably. See, the thing is, I also have 3 other ways of teleporting.
Right.
Let's
right.
head in.
So look over.
Zoe
at
is
Thalia.
doing her
Shall
best
we-
to become Queen Nightcrawler.
So
Yep.
Yeah, or for those who get the reference,
Swords and all.
Final Fantasy 15 teleport spam.
Yes.
looking over at Thalia, shall we make our presence known?
Hey, lads. I'm sure we'll be able to pick him out to the crowd.
They haven't seen Gender Stone cut yet.
Wotan will shove his way into the bar, not trying at all to mask his presence.
I've
Yeah.
already.
I think Zoe
Try to
is
duck in.
smart enough to have remembered, oh yeah, Warlock's the orc right now.
Goliath.
Goliath. But yeah.
There's a slight lull, but Wotan, you are much more the sort of outsider that they have seen come through here before.
They may have literally seen me come through before. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. And Thalia's right next to you. You hear a slight yelp from somebody as she sticks a dagger back into her belt. Next time you lose the fingers. And the guy's kind of walking away, shaking his hand a little bit.
Wotan looks over. You're lucky she caught you and not me.
Cora just raises a hand. to walk away.
Don't get patriarchal, love. It's not
Oh,
a good
no.
look on you.
I'm just saying.
She says it with a smile and a wink, though.
Come save Coruscant from
Hi,
babysitting.
Cora.
Look over at the group.
Yeah, you guys can pretty easily tell which group it is. It's a little quieter, and the rest of the crowd, not in a judgmental or fearful way, but they are giving their table a little bit of a berth.
Wotan heads over to the group.
Hey,
Wotan.
hey, Wotan.
Have you ever had dag nipple whitback?
Yes, I have. You
Fucking
forget.
amazing.
You forget that Thalia used to live in the Fens for a bit, and I tend to travel here quite often.
Thalia used to live in the Fens. That's awesome.
I'm right here, darling.
Oh, sorry. I was like,
I
you
hold
used to live in the Fens.
I hold what
Why?
is most assuredly half the bottle or less out towards Wotan. Wotan, I was unable to identify this.
Do I
Says the
recognize
Goliath.
this alcohol?
You do not.
It's great.
Smells like vodka.
Can I see it?
Mm-hmm.
Aurelia, be
grab-
careful.
Yeah, I grab the bottle and I take a swig. I've had a long day.
Give me a Constitution save.
Yep.
Join us.
Yeah, there's a
Dang
brief
it.
moment where Cora is like,
You pull the bottle away, and there's 2 of them.
Right.
So you uncross your eyes
Mhm.
and set it back down. And there is an explosion of frost in your stomach. Your throat is on fire. And then all of a sudden, everything tastes like raspberry toothpaste.
oh, oh,
Still into it.
are you? What is
Good.
it with you people trying to make me physically ill?
Have none of you guys never had a Bernays? Bernays? That's what that called?
No,
like a
but I have a
licorice.
texture aversion to mint.
Ah,
mint.
Yeah.
I don't mind mint.
It's the raspberry.
I mind the idea, the very concept of raspberry flavored toothpaste.
I'm okay
Don't
with
need to
this,
keep
Jack.
saying that.
And then
If I suffer,
as
everyone suffers.
No.
as the coolness fades, it's just that sort of syrupy fruit kind of flavor that's left over.
Good. I take another drink.
Aurelia,
Can't
do you
save at
feel cold?
disadvantage.
Aurelia, are you
So-
feeling cold yet? It's great.
I will,
Well, for a minute, hang on. I gotta do it again.
I will lean over towards Wotan. Wotan, it's me.
There we go.
There we go.
Took me longer that
The
time.
bottle
than normal.
hits the table.
Oh no. Oh god.
Aurelia's fingers let go of it.
Yep.
And then
then
her
Wotan has
eyes
to
roll
catch
back in
Aurelia.
her head. Go ahead and make a dex save, Wotan.
Oh, Jesus.
I would like to make a
I'm not great at
medicine
dex
check.
saves. 13.
And you just barely managed to get an arm under her before she hits the floor.
All right, set you down, gentle.
Oh,
Aurelia,
no.
you're in a boat, and it's just rocking back and
Oh, no. That's the worst dream.
Nope.
rocking.
Don't know if they're that or
Rocking.
not.
All
rocking.
right.
Make a wisdom save, Aurelia.
Okay. Normal. Here we go. 10. Not
That's when the
good.
tentacles start coming over the gunnels of
Oh,
the boat.
Yeah.
no. Oh, no.
So,
Okay.
we need to get everyone back to the boat.
Hi. Okay.
Yes.
And probably with as little of a scene
I-
around the
You're
group
oh,
as
and Aurelia,
possible.
you're unconscious right now.
Okay.
Just FYI.
So,
Yeah. Mhm.
cool.
Wotan, behind you, you hear a
I look over my shoulder.
this one-eyed bartender
Oh, thank
is
God.
just looking at Aurelia and shaking his head.
Do you have a
and
name
wiping
for that
down
drink?
the bar.
Do you have a name for that one, my friend?
Round about these parts, we call it the one in the green bottle.
You never drink the drink that they don't have a name for.
You always drink the drink they don't have a name
Wait,
for.
is the
No.
implication that these idiots have been chugging absinthe?
No, the bottle is green. The substance is kind of a
Okay.
reddish
Sorry,
brown.
Women in a green bottle sounds like a fantasy version of green fairy, which is a word for
No, that's
absinthe.
fair.
You're
That's fair.
absolutely
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I know 2 alcohol facts.
that is an absolute alcohol fact. You are correct.
Absolutely.
Did they call it the woman in the green bottle or the one in the green
The
bottle?
one in the green bottle.
Oh, okay.
The one.
I misheard.
No, it's okay. I was, the way you said it, I was
Still,
like,
still works.
still, yeah, like, don't drink the woman in the green bottle.
So let's try
I
and get
mean-
as many of you that are physically capable of walking on their feet and back to
I
the ship.
can walk fine.
You cannot.
Give me an
Watch this.
athletics. Give me an athletics check at disadvantage.
So Jack, another question about Warforged physiology, or at least Warlock's physiology. Does my mental impairment affect my physical ability to walk in this particular instance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So what do I need to make?
I'm
Athletics check at
fine.
disadvantage.
I'm solid.
As a rock.
Diamond stands up and pushes her chair back, very independent, and it smashes into the bar and shatters.
10.
Oh God, no.
Mine was a
Warlock,
10.
you stand up and then you realize somehow you're still sitting. Cole, you stand up and somehow have managed to slither onto the floor and are looking up at the underside of the table.
So I look
look over at
There
the
are a
Everyone
number of things
who is
carved on the
boat
underside of this table
realizes
that are
why
filthy.
Zoe didn't want
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna be like,
I look over at the dwarf and it's like they're like, I'm physically incapable of carrying any of them. Have fun.
Yeah.
can I sneakily try to carve my name into the bottom and
Who
add to this?
came with us?
Give me a stealth check at disadvantage.
Okay,
I look over at Wotan. For some reason,
25.
my ability to move seems to have been hampered.
Who came
You
with
are
us?
you are carving away down there, my dude.
Cole was here.
Diamond, in embarrassment, goes to the bartender to pay for the chair that she broke.
Something I can
I'm-
help you with, miss?
I'm
Maybe
so, I'm
that's
so I'm
furniture
s-
damage?
I'm so sorry about breaking the chair. I'm
Perhaps?
so- yeah, no, let's see.
All right, come on now.
And Diamond's gonna. Sorry, I thought that was the baby. She will take out 5 gold pieces and hand it to him.
He looks down and very slowly hands you 2 of them back and pockets the rest. All right, looks like y'all have had enough party for one night.
You have a fine establishment. You
That
all
I
are
do.
you're all so accommodating. and we thank you.
Diamond this way.
Y'all come
I'm
back now.
coming.
Yeah.
You guys have a good night.
Of the
Does
crew
anybody
came with
look like
us.
they're not coming?
Oh, no, Diamond's coming. She's just being overly nice.
I know. I'm saying, does anybody look like they are not coming?
Warlock's
Cole
trying.
hasn't served us from the table yet.
Kedwirl is currently grabbing a drink at the bar and looks like he's like, oh shit, they're like in and out, and is trying desperately to finish it off before going to catch up. Masilda has just vanished into the crowd somewhere. And Sabrine is waiting for her drink and just kind of glowering at anybody that looks even remotely in her direction.
All right. So Wotan looks over the group.
Kedwell whips around. Come on, Captain. We just got here.
Yeah, we gotta fine. 5 minutes, but when you got your drinks down, Kedwell, you're taking Cole. Sabrine,
Diamond's already trying to grab Cole from underneath the table.
Sabrine, you're taking Warlock. Does anyone else look like they won't be able to walk?
Diamond looks like she can walk, but she might not be able to tell where the door is and might just try and go through one of these daubed walls.
Yeah, I know. I've already calculated that one. Thalia and I will handle Aurelia when it's time to go.
Rorik just kind of pats Diamond on the shoulder and gives you a thumbs up.
Oh, wait a minute.
Everyone get your drinks down. I call out to the crowd, Masilda, see you back on the ship.
You see a hand wave from a corner that you're not sure how she had time to, in the space of time that you've been in here, get from here to there. And you're 90% sure there's a card game going on over there that she somehow already got herself dealt into.
Yeah.
And then there's a little thumbs up. Gnomish size.
So I give them 5 minutes to get the drinks. Sit down for a minute.
Kedrula has apparently just grabbed 3 bottles and is finding various pockets in his tool belt to stash them into.
Very smart.
Right, Cap. Okay, I think we're good. She'll either come back broke or with a whole bunch of people that want their money back. So FYI.
Let's leave him on a good note then. And he will sort of immediately, there's 3 bags of 5 gold each. And he says, all right, everyone, enjoy your drinks. And he tosses 1 bag to each of the 3 bars.
Okay. There is a roaring cheer at that.
We're the official Warlock
by this
compact
point,
of
everybody
the
but
feds.
Masilda is elected. Of the Vegas, anyway.
This is very familiar.
Everybody seems to have gotten collected except for Muriel, who is still neck deep in a card game and shows no sign of rejoining you guys currently, at least.
Collecting all the drunk people.
I look back at Wotan and mentally, do we need them?
Masilda?
Yes.
She's a good rigging monkey. We'll get everyone stored up on the ship and she'll be back tonight. Get these. Aurelia's not going anywhere for a while, so we'll rest.
You're not wrong.
In the fens.
So we don't need her now.
We don't need her right now. No.
Okay, very well. Darn it! I was gonna try out my unique use of a combat spell. No, it's fine. It's compulsion, which is normally a combat spell, but all it technically says is you can designate a direction and they have to move their full direction that turn. So it would be a matter of like geometrically moving them bit by bit to the ship.
Like, up, left, down, left, up, left.
Right.
Damn it, get out of the corner.
But
That's
you guys
fine.
managed to
I will
get everybody
practice
who
it out on the
wants to.
PC at some point.
Mm-hmm. You managed to get everybody you want to back to the Elishard's Revenge.
Once we get back to the ship proper, I am ensuring that Aurelia, who I assume is still unconscious, gets dumped in her room with her sister.
Yes.
And I'm gonna volunteer to be the one to take her there.
Don't mess with Aurelia in her sleep again.
She brought someone on board who isn't doing any other job. Her sister's job can be, for now, dealing with her.
That's fine. Keep yourself civil, please.
If I
Zoe.
wanted to be uncivil, I have tools for that.
You know what I mean.
Zoe.
Yes.
Zoe. Hey Zoe. Hey Zoe.
Hey, Tyron.
Hi. I'm so chill right now. Your eyes are really pretty. Have I told you how pretty your eyes are?
I'll be
Why are
back
there
in
two
just
of
a
you?
minute. I'm gonna go put Aurelia to sleep, and then I'll come back.
Shh, go to sleep. Shh, go to sleep.
So I'm gonna go knock on Aurelia's door.
It cracks open, and there's an eye.
Hello, I'm Zoe. I am the. Oh, damn it, Thalia's first mate now. I am one of the individuals who insured your state, and this is your sister. Holding up,
really?
Is this your
um,
sister?
Is this your princess?
Oh,
Yes. She opens the door wide enough. Come on in. The
Carry her
bed, I
in.
guess.
She's just very drunk. But it sounds like you guys have some conversations to have once she's a little less drunk.
Yeah, I just
And then
I
we
just
can
woke up
talk
a
about
little.
what your role on the ship can be. Have a great day. Bye. Leaves.
And the door shuts behind you. Okay.
Jack, question.
Yes.
What sort of an effect would Tireless have on those on like the metabolism of those of us that have it cast?
None
on
whatsoever.
Us? Okay.
Though I'm still under the effects of Tireless.
Yeah, you, me, and Cole are.
Yep.
I'm just curious if it would like cause our metabolism to cycle out
So
the
yes,
alcohol faster. or
I'm
not.
going to go take care of my very drunk girlfriend and her boyfriend.
Cool.
In polite and ethical ways, but
She's probably already
When
passed
you
out.
when you show up and you ask where Cole is, he is a bird right now. Just hopping. And then I'll come out after about 5 minutes and be like, that was different. And then he'll just sit down.
looks at the bird that Cole can assimilate into.
So Cole turns into a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Cole turns into a bird, makes 2 hops, and then just falls over. Because
Sounds
you've
right.
concentrated an adult's amount of alcohol into a body the size of a bird.
Yep.
And there's
Are
just
you
like
dead?
Put the bird down in a corner or something where it will
some
not be
faint
stepped
flapping
on.
on the floor before Cole resumes his shifter form. And yeah.
Okay.
Do not recommend.
Yeah, I will encourage the Raven Queen's bird, who I believe remains around.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Probably don't let him do that while drunk.
The raven looks at you and just kind of
I don't know if you understand me. All right.
You're such an adult, Zoe.
Aurelia.
Yes.
So the tentacles are just kind of slowly, one by one, plop, over the edges of the boat as it's rocking back and forth.
Right. Well,
You sit up
yep.
and you look down over the edge. Because they're only over a couple inches. They're not like, these big writhing nests
Okay.
or anything. And what you assumed would be water is literally just tentacles.
Oh, okay. Right.
And they're all kind of grabbing onto the edge of the boat and just tipping it back and forth a bit, fairly
Okay.
in unison. Others that are further out are just kind of wriggling around, writhing and in and out of each other.
You start to slowly hear in the distance the deep voice of an eldritch being singing Rockabye Baby.
I don't know.
And this mass of tentacles only goes out from the boat about 10 feet or so.
Okay.
And it's just void beyond that.
Yep. All right. I make sure that I am sitting because the room was spinning a little bit before and I don't want to fall out. Yep. Okay. It's happening again. Right. Cool.
The little slat seat in the boat taps you on the thigh.
The seat does. Okay.
And
I
you look
over.
down and it blinks at you. Just one eyeball.
Hello.
We should talk.
Yeah.
Your sister has recovered.
Yes.
Wise use of the power. Well done.
Thank you.
For such wisdom, I may be able to grant you more of this power.
Yes.
If that is something you would wish, reach into the swarm. You will find what you seek.
Right. I lean over and I put my probably the right hand down in and see if I can feel anything. What happens? I'm probably looking over too.
Okay. So you reach down in there. Give me a investigation roll.
Okay. Gah! Natural 1. I have an inspiration, but that's not going to help with that.
You reach down, you grab the first thing your hands wrap around, and you pull up, and it's a tentacle. And
right.
it bites you.
Ow!
It's got a little beak on one end, and it just nips the side of your hand.
All right, let go of that. Throw it back.
There's a little bit of blood trailing down your hand right now.
Right? Oh.
Something's moving under the skin there.
Okay. I poke at it.
It slithers deeper inside and crawls around the back of your hand. And it's a little, just kind of, maybe inch and a half long.
I try and talk
like
to
a worm.
It. I have telepathy or whatever. I can't like see it. It's underneath, but can I try and talk to it?
Sure.
What do you think you're doing? Yeah, okay. Get out.
Give me are you going persuasion or intimidation?
Intimidation. I'm going to start like trying to like, if I can see it underneath my skin, I'm basically trying to like push it out. So.
Okay.
Intimidation. It's a 12. I'll use my inspiration on this.
Okay. Roll me a d8.
All right. 17.
And there's a pause, and then the thing shivers a little bit and then crawls back towards the wound and just kind of bloops itself out, lands on the seat next to you, and just melds into the wood and vanishes.
Yep. Okay. Don't want a fucking parasite. I put my hand back down in the tentacles.
Give me another investigation check then.
All right. Come on, roll better. 19.
19. You reach down in, and your fingers this time wrap around something hard.
Okay. I pull it up.
Pull it back out. It's a piece of metal.
Right.
It's shaped like a bullet, actually. Looks like one of the bullets you make for your gun.
All right. Can I
There's
tell
some
anything?
faint engraving.
Ah.
Very light, finely carved symbols. You can't make them out.
Well, I have the
You have Eyes of the Runekeeper, right?
I do, yes.
Yep. For whatever reason, that doesn't seem to be working right now.
Huh. Okay. If I use Eldritch Sight on it, can I tell anything what it is?
Eldritch Sight, this thing is definitely magical.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly looks like enchantment and evocation, both, you would say, from the schools of magic.
All right.
This will give you some additional power once it is used.
All right.
Your wisdom will be important. Power comes at a price.
It does. What is the price for this?
There is equality in the universe from time to time. There must be balance, and for that which is given, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, a price to balance the scales must be paid. Nothing drastic. But you are an experimental creature. I'm sure you will figure it out. Your eyes blink, and you are laying in a bunk on the Elishard's Revenge. And there is something cold clutched in your hand.
Yep. Bullet.
Yep, still with you.
Oh. Okay. Well, at least it tasted good. Okay. I'm looking around. Is Constance there?
She's kind of looking down at you.
Oh, hey.
I borrowed one of your dresses.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Are you feeling better?
Yeah. Who were you talking to?
I was talking.
Yeah. And she taps your forehead.
Ah. Wait, I do that part with telepathy. Can you answer this still?
Yeah, of course I can. She says out loud.
Okay. But you could hear me talking too. The it's a great game. It's the thing that helped me figure out how to help you. So.
Oh, well, that's good, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do
So what's going on?
So I don't know how much you remember, but we did something to bring you back from, you were an octopus for a while. It was,
I remember a little bit, but not much.
okay. So you're back now. We're on a ship. It's called the Elishard's Revenge.
Okay.
There's
Is everybody
probably,
all right?
yeah. No,
Nothing
they're
bad
fine.
happened to anybody else, did they?
What?
Nothing bad happened to anybody else, did it?
No, I don't think so. I think probably good.
Father's okay, and
Yes.
and everybody.
Yeah. No, I checked on him yesterday.
Okay, good.
Yep. And right now I need to keep being on the ship and keep working with these people until the game ends. I don't know if you want to stay here, or I can bring you back to. Father is getting a little. He might not be able to take care of you very well. I could also bring you back to Harold. He'll be. Oh, I forgot. I haven't told him yet. I'll have to tell him that you're back.
So everybody knows what happened?
Yeah. They're a bit. They didn't quite believe me. But they'll believe me now. You're back.
Yeah. Make me a perception check.
Okay.
I guess if we wanted to tell them, we could. I mean, they should know. And then we can figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah. Or, I don't know, is it... Maybe that's... No, yeah, we'll that's probably best to go, and I'll explain what happened, and then we can decide from there. It'll be okay.
And she kind of runs her fingers through her hair to tuck it behind her ears.
Yep.
And you hadn't noticed it before, but at this point, you can see right here 2 small vestigial eyes.
Oh, okay.
And they just blink at you one after the other. Her fingers travel right across them like she doesn't even know they're there.
Yeah. Okay. No, I should definitely tell them. Are you still... How long have I been asleep?
Hour or 2 since they brought you back on the ship.
Okay, I'll let them know that I'm fine now. Hopefully the rest of them are.
You've got a raging cotton mouth and a fairly severe hangover currently.
Yeah, it's bad. Let them know that I'm fine anyway. Probably not doing anything until tomorrow if you want to get back to sleep.
Okay.
Yep.
She'll curl up in bed and turn to face the wall basically and try to get some rest.
Yep, I'll put my hand on her shoulder and then eventually, like 5 minutes, when she seems to be sleeping, head out.
Okay. By this point, unless anybody was specifically staying awake, you've had ample time to care for and bed down anybody who needs to. Warlock, I know you don't sleep. So you're just sitting there wondering why there are 2 different sources of swaying. One of them's from the boat and the other one's from you, apparently.
I've started documenting. I have the tablet out. I am documenting down all the in as much detail as I can manage.
Are you drunk texting the great press?
No, I am documenting what it's like to be drunk and the effects of alcohol on me specifically. And because we're back on the ship, the disguise self has dropped to now it's just regular looking warlock with the we're gonna say the yin yang mask out.
Hey, press you up.
Given I am still hyperproductive, I have a question.
Yes.
Theoretically, poisoners' kits are good for making antidotes. Would that include hangover cures, the sort of mundane version?
That would be more of an herbalist kit thing, I think.
I don't think I have one of those. And I
Poisoners' kits are for primarily hurting people and a little bit of the antidote to those
D&D
particular...
Beyond says antidotes to poisons is one of antidotes in identifying poisons.
Yeah. No, we lump alcohol in with toxins, but poison versus hangover, kind of two different things.
Fine. Yeah. No, that's fine. Then I will
probably
just
flush
make
the
sure
alcohol
that
from
there is
someone's
some
system.
nice breakfast for mostly Diamond, but also everyone else who's hungover.
You could probably flush the alcohol from someone's system really well with some poisonous kit tools, but that would just make the hangover come on faster.
Yeah, the hangover.
Yeah, I feel like Zoe is avoiding that unless specifically asked to.
Yep, that's fair. Yeah, no, the hangover has nothing to do with the toxicity.
Yeah.
It's your brain trying to restart and being out of fluid.
I am going to shut down for 8 hours.
Okay.
Water to avoid a hangover.
And basically document the entire 8 hours. So I'm documenting getting the getting drunk, the effects of being drunk, and the incremental effects of recovering from being drunk.
Again,
it's unpleasant. There's a lot of unpleasantness.
Yep.
Still sounds like the drunk texting you send at 2 o'clock in the morning to your crush or your bestie. Just why does it hurt?
Hey, Press, you up? I want to send you some stuff. I got some pics you need to see.
Just a bunch of gears.
I sent you a picture of my motherboard.
Oh my god.
Circuits being soldered.
Send me a picture of your hard drive.
Warforged porn.
Okay.
I sent you a picture of my hard drive. Respond.
Anyway.
Warforged porn is the name of my 9 Inch Nails cover band.
Okay. Legit. I can respect that.
9 Inch Nails is the name of my Warforged adult entertainment company.
Oh god. Okay.
And everyone
Moving
awakens
on, there
the
is
next
breakfast.
morning.
Thanks, Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've learned who
Everybody's
can
had a
and
long
can't.
rest.
Oh, I also would have caught Woden and whoever else in the crew needed to know up on the next part of the plan, which is we're gonna teleport in to get the stick.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I know who can and can't hold their thing in the green bottle.
I feel like that's not
what that's called.
I feel like that's not exactly a refined amount of measurement.
Some drinking days are better. I'm not a social drinker.
Not when you have Fens alcohol. It all kicks like that.
And you hear a slap of a hand on wood, and Masilda clambers up over the edge, rolls over, just lands on her back. And some of them are worse.
And how was your night, lass?
Her hand goes into her pocket, comes out with a fairly heavy-looking coin pouch. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Worth it.
Congrats. Would you like some food?
You are a queen and a saint.
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing. Hands it over.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Shoveling food in her mouth. What am I noticing?
Don't worry about it.
All right. I tend the whole policy: gambling winnings are yours to keep. Anything we get on a job, we split. So hold on to that.
Makes sense. I'm gonna go stick my head in a bucket of water. And she staggers off below decks.
Let me know if you need help with that.
Just holding her by the ankles.
I was gonna say just control waters.
All right. So,
Once
what is the plan?
to Wotan, I assume you've been caught up on the location of the object.
I've been given the rundown,
Once everyone has fully recovered, and we are within 500 feet of the location, I can open a gate to whatever might be inside. I'll send Io ahead to scout for a good landing spot.
Works for me.
Oh.
Let's get everyone into a few of the. Let's get over roughly there. Get our group into some rowboats.
I'll find a closer place to park the Revenge in the fens near to that location, and then we can bring rowboats the rest of the way if we need to.
Yeah.
All right.
From my flyover, it looked like we'd need rowboats, but if Woden and Thalia overrule me, that's gonna happen.
Go ahead, Wotan, and give me a water vehicles intelligence check.
If it's finding a location, would it be water vehicles or navigators tools? Because I have both of those.
Nav tools, then, in this case, yeah.
Nav tools, intelligence. 9.
Takes you a while. It takes you a while. It's about noon by the time you find a decent spot. Some of the channels here are deceptively shallow, and you start working your way up and then realize that this one is not going to get you close at all.
Sorry. I'm
and
getting
you have
used to the fact that I have a bigger ship than the Wavecrest now.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. The Wavecrest had about a little more than half the draft of this one, but still a shallower draft.
Had a much shallower keel.
But by the time noon hits, you found an anchoring spot within probably a couple 100 yards.
And had to take
of this just kind of decent sized, especially for the fens. It's probably about a mile across at least of just this thick, overgrown.
Is that
island.
anchoring spot close enough that we can plank to shore, or do we need rowboats?
You would need to row. Yeah, it's still going to be a good probably 10, 12 feet of water.
Okay, so yeah,
in depth.
It won't
for at least 100 yards or so.
Yeah, it won't be a long rowboat, but
no. But you wouldn't want to. I mean, well, you would be just fine, but most people wouldn't want to just swim from here.
Yeah,
I would prefer not to. Yeah, given how I lost my last group.
Let's bring a couple of boats down, make our way there. Thalia, you're in charge of the ship. All are gone.
Aye, Captain.
I will send Io out ahead to try to find a place. Not that Io doesn't need to land. Io just needs to visually locate a clearing that we could teleport into.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check for Io.
All right. And Io has 120 feet of dark vision. Not that it matters because it's noon, but still.
Yep.
I will also make sure Aurelia is caught up
15.
because she was not there for the initial discussion and she was too drunk to learn last night.
Yep. Okay. So Io has to be within 100 feet of you to share senses.
Yeah.
So you can only send Io a little ways, relatively speaking.
I figure higher is better than farther out.
Yeah.
As far as getting.
And best you can tell through Io's senses, roll me just a straight intelligence check. As you're trying to interpret the information
9
that the eyes are giving back to you. You can pretty definitively say that you will have to pick one of these channels and row deeper in. There's not a clearing within 500 feet of the outer perimeter
All right. So after doing a bit
that
of
you'd be able
scouting-
to yeah.
Jack,
You
did
guys
I
will
spot a? Am I remembering a different one where I did spot a clearing during my Passover?
You spotted a clearing, but it was almost dead center of this mass, which is almost a mile across.
All right.
So you would have to travel probably about a half a mile in your estimated.
So I will
give or
describe
take.
as accurately as I can to Woden and Warlock where the clearing I saw was. I can fly over there if we like to sort of scout again, but I would also prefer to keep use of my cloak in case we run into something.
So the question there becomes, is Zoe's description of the location accurate enough that with directionality I can find that easily?
It's just looking from the outside. It's not going to be easy by any stretch, but you have at least a rough direction to be pushing for to get in there.
Other way to do it, potentially. Warlock has the ability to continuously sending to me. I could fly, tell you what it looks like from above, up a ways, and Warlock could act as a comm between us.
There's also a third option, really quick. And Wotan pulls his compass off of his vest and flips it open, because hopefully, because the compass bends, and when I'm not using it to track a person, it just navigates to wherever either I or wherever my patron decides I need to go. And I'll just sort of whisper to it, if you can help us find this, it'd probably help progress our goals in the game, if you want to point me in the right direction.
Give me a persuasion check.
Please don't roll poorly. I'm supposed to be good at persuasion. 16?
16? All right.
Do I have an inspiration?
And let me see.
I don't think I do. No.
I mean, supposed to be. I'm supposed to be good at making things with a -4 intelligence modifier fail. Take damage and be stunned, but that didn't happen.
You'll get another chance. We've had a long rest. You get it back.
The needle spins and spins. And then suddenly, rapidly, just quivers into a steady direction that is definitely pointing to the interior here.
Right. Hopefully that's pointing in the right direction.
I will keep IO above us so that we can have so that when the spot becomes in range, I can more easily get us there rather than having to continuously navigate.
Listen, my pact is specifically only useful narratively. It has no mechanical benefits.
I totally forgot you could do that.
Actually, strictly speaking, I now that we're 11th level, I could have used that as casting Find the Path if you want me to do that.
Well, Find the Path is for a specific fixed location that you are familiar with. You're not
fair.
really familiar with where
that's
this
fair.
Yep.
That's fair. So,
yeah.
So I will, having asked for the right directions, hopefully he's pointing me in the right way.
Nope. Yeah, Find the Path is more of a get home rather than a get to the dragon's cave per se.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, metaphorically speaking. All right. But it looks like the first stage of this journey is going to be with the rowboats. So, going to do a little bit of an extended skill check here. Go ahead. I'll want one person to start me out with whatever skill you think would be most helpful.
I mean,
to get you guys in through a heavily overgrown, borderline jungle density mangrove swamp kind of
if we're
environment.
rowing, can I just ask
Would
for
survival be ruled relevant, or would that all really just fall under nature?
Survival and nature could both be relevant here.
Please, nobody try to intimidate your way through this. We know how that works out already.
I would like to make a survival roll because I'm just not strong enough to help with the physical rowing.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me a survival roll.
On me doing that. Sorry.
No, I just
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask GM wise. I have a spell called plant growth. It technically it is meant to cause large bouts of growth for like an hour or make land fertile. Could I petition to use it to make a path through the vines, through the thorns?
Plant growth is much more of an obstructing type spell than something that's going to make life easier for anybody.
That's true. Okay. I
Yeah.
thought I'd ask.
Yep, nope. It's all good.
Keeping in mind that I do have a very magic sword with which to cut anything that needs cutting.
So do
I would
I.
like to make a survival check.
Yeah, so
All right.
with Zoe making survival, and because the first part of our trip is rowing, can I make an argument for just a water vehicles check from Wotan?
Water vehicles would also be a valid skill option for this one. So we'll start with Zoe's survival check, and then we'll get to the others in turn.
Okay, so we want
Can you remind me, for inspiration for you, it is a plus D4?
Plus D8.
Plus D8. I would like to do that. with
Absolutely.
Rolls bad. Wait, is it decide after or decide before?
Decide after.
Okay. I should
Roll, see your result, and then decide. what you wanna
21. I'm going to hold on to that inspiration in case we need it later.
do. Okay. So Zoe, as the individual who is kind of geospatially most familiar with this whole thing, you begin with Wotan being able to have a direction on the compass. You start using your best knowledge in spatial reckoning to try and get a decent navigational perspective on this, and going with what you remember having seen from the sky on the day before, and with Wotan's needle sort of serving as a backup reference, you begin fairly accurately, as best you can tell, charting your guys' initial course toward the interior of this thing. It looked from the outside and from above like a massive single conglomerate plant canopy. But as you begin to make your way inside, you're starting to realize that this is a number of variously sized islands, and the plants on them have just grown tall and thick enough that they are making a solid roof above you, making it very difficult to get any sort of exterior reference. You've gone into basically this maze-like green dome tunnel kind of conglomeration, but you're pretty confident of your directional proceedings at this point. Wotan, you can go ahead and make that water vehicles check. You'll be making this one with it'll just be strength based, since you're trying to maneuver
Don't screw
these
me.
boats.
That was not screwing me. Good. Natural 20.
No, that's not screwing you at all. All right. You direct your people, and throwing some muscle in on it yourself, begin making as much progress as quickly as possible. This place does feel kind of innately perilous. As you go into this green monolith, it's dense and heavy and quiet, but there's danger here, kind of creeping around in an almost Sixth Sense-y kind of phenomena where you can just feel the hair on the back of your neck crawling a little bit. It's hot. It's humid. There's very little air movement, and everybody is pretty quickly drenched in sweat, with the exception of the one of you that doesn't have sweat. As you guys begin to make your way deeper and deeper into this maze. Somebody else. 2 more checks are necessary.
With Io above, could I make a nature check to just sort of try to see if I can determine, like, between what I'm seeing underneath and what Io's seeing above, sort of steering us away from potentially more dangerous places?
The steering and directionality has sort of been covered by the survival check.
Okay.
How about what was I gonna say? History
To what end?
to historical information about the area, knowing where to not navigate, but knowing where to go, essentially. Okay, that is navigate, but you know what I mean.
So like
Alternatively,
looking out for
my
danger kind of thing, or
more or less. Alternatively, or in conjunction, scrying on the area, like scrying ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you could make a history check for that.
Okay. Yep, I rolled like I roll. 11.
So you guys are making your way further and further in. Cora, you're thinking back to trying to remember various dangers and perils that you remember from these stories that you've heard of the Fens and their environments and things like that. Maybe a few half overheard stories from the Magus last night that might have drifted across your ears, something like that. And you immediately recognize suddenly 2 crocodiles closing in on the front boat, which you're also seated in. And you yell out a warning and have everybody stop right. Yep. And whoever's steering immediately turns to the side as quickly as possible. The boat kind of grinds up against the bank of the closest island as the 2 crocodiles clunk, clunk together. It's logs. The boat is now, unfortunately, a little bit stuck. I'm going to need athletics checks from at least 2 people.
Can I cast control water and just push them aside?
I mean, the logs, yeah. That's not going to help you get the boat out.
I can control water. Just...
Yeah. The boat has run aground. Okay. I'll say the boat has run aground. You can give me an Arcana check for your control water.
I mean, part of control water is like literally pushing and pulling tide.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
15.
Takes you a little while, but you're able to use the lifting of the water to help get the boat free and back on course. Who else wants to go?
What would really help is if we had like a wedge in front of us so we could just go through where we need to go. Are there any branches or something large that I could use telekinesis on to help us move forward?
Like a drafting pole, just
like an icebreaker.
Using telekinesis as an icebreaker.
Yeah.
What skill would you be using for this?
So
just to build an icebreaker.
Yeah. I'm thinking survival or nature to know like, okay, this is probably going to give a little bit here. That's not going to be passable even if I try and like ram into it.
I'll let you make a nature check.
Okay.
Don't we have someone that can actually just make an icebreaker?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Nature? Okay. 17.
17. Okay.
And I use my telekinesis.
All right. So by looking into the natural world around her, Aurelia makes a few insightful suggestions that help get you guys closer and more efficiently deeper in. And I will need one final check.
Can I make a perception check to see if we're in range of a clearing? Or the
Sure.
clearing that Zoe spotted?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
And since I'm looking through Io's eyes, I assume it's my perception check?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Nicely done. You guys get to a point where the channel has stopped leading you in and has now sort of gone out laterally. And while you can't see for much more than 50 feet in any given direction, even on the open water channels, this one looks like it's going left and right, and you need to go straight ahead. Shifting your eyes to Io's perspective, Warlock, you can see further ahead, probably about a quarter of a mile or so, a little depression in the canopy that you would guess is probably the clearing. And based on what you can see from Io's higher viewpoint, this looks like where you need to leave the boats and start going overland.
Are we close enough for the teleporty thing?
No, that's if it's a quarter mile, it's still too far ahead. But I will indicate the direction we should go so that we can get closer to it, so that I can teleport us there.
Yep. And Warlock, with the natural 20, I'll let you know that visibility in here, because Arcane Gate, you have to be able to see both spots.
Yeah. So that was something we had talked about previously, about how if I could see it and Io could see it, then that could qualify.
Right. The density of the vegetation, it's unlikely that, because you still have to be within 100 feet of Io to be able to see both places.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be closer than, you're not going to be able to do this from max distance.
No.
You can probably skip the last 150 feet, you would guesstimate, but that's probably about as close as it would
Any
get.
chance you took Gaze of Two Minds?
That's a chain. That's a Pact of the Chain thing. Isn't it?
No, Gaze of Two Minds is just...
No, that's not the one that gives you extra sight with your familiar. It's the one that lets you see through someone else's eyes.
Oh, no, I did not take it.
All right.
But you'll be able to cut off some of the travel. You just won't be able to do it.
Yeah,
from 500 feet out, it'll probably be more like 100, 150.
I also have the ability to fly myself. It's just that the visibility through the canopy is the issue, which is why using IO.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
But you guys can find a couple decent spots to tie the boats up to fairly sturdy vegetation.
So actually, that better. When I realize that, I'll talk to Wotan. Wotan, judging from the distances and the visibility available, I'm not going to be able to cut our travel time by much more than a few hundred feet. However, if we are able to get there on foot natively, I can save the teleport for if we need an emergency exit. Would that be preferable?
How would you get us an emergency exit with a teleportation spell like that when there's a mass amount of thicket that would prevent line of sight from getting us out?
I can fly.
If I'm not mistaken, the mechanics of that spell, one of the portals has to be near you, and if you're too far from the ground, that's not going to work.
I can fly, which means I can sight a location and then come back down, was the implication there.
I mean, would it still be viable at that point if he's seen the location and then drops to where he's no longer got that same line of sight?
I don't know. Jack?
So at the time of casting, you're picking 2 points on the ground that you can see based on the text of the spell. Yeah.
Never mind then.
All right. So you guys are able to moor the boats and begin moving in. Who's in front and will be making perception checks?
Not I.
I'll go in the front.
All right.
I believe you have the best perception, so yes, thank you.
I'll go first.
I don't know why it's at disadvantage, but they're both 17, so
17. All right. You begin making your way through. It is slow going. The plant growth is thick. Briars and brush, low shrubs. The entire place is almost a wall of growing flora. and you guys are having to fight through swords and other weapons are occasionally used to hack down some of the thicker vegetation.
Finally using
And-
the hand axe I got from the Turgars.
Primal savagery. Acid kills plants.
We could rename that spell to Agent Orange. And you guys begin making slow progress in underneath this thick canopy. A couple 100 feet pass, and you can kind of keep track of where you've come from. But as you break down a path, it does kind of spring back. Branches that were pushed out of the way just flex back into their original positioning. It's only occasionally that you actually have to literally carve a hole through, and that obviously doesn't return. But it's still pretty dense in all directions. This isn't Minecraft. You're not tunneling a hole.
Yeah.
And visibility is difficult. Cole, as you're going, even the time that you've spent in the various forests in the south of Conflux, nothing in your memory has really been this dense before.
I'm in the back and just keeping track of which way we have gone so we can get back.
Okay.
Edgar on one shoulder, Jinx on the other, clinging back.
What kind of as we're walking, what kind of plant it makes up the majority of the canopy?
I mean, they're trees.
So
Like, are you looking for specific species?
Yeah,
of
well,
trees?
no. Like I'm trying to figure out, because you said this, like, this whole area is like sort of overgrown and there's like a dome at the top.
Yeah.
The thing that's making the dome? What is that material?
So the dome was primarily like the sort of dome-shaped tunnel was mostly because there was water that the boat was in, and then plants growing together over top, which is mostly tree branches, some vines, some creeping moss, that sort of thing, a little bit of ivy.
I'm curious if that dome. So, like, if something were to impact the dome of plants, would it just part and things would fall through, or would it be hold steady enough to hold up something? Like
you couldn't walk up there.
Yeah, but like, could you traverse through the tops of the trees?
You would be at maybe 1/4 speed at best, and that with a very good acrobatics roll.
Okay. I was just curious because I was trying to envision what exactly was above us.
Yep. But Cole, as you're moving through and trying to keep an eye out around you, you notice a mound of debris kind of shift slightly, maybe about 20 feet ahead.
Hold up. And I'll send Edgar forwards a little bit. Say there's something just moved. I'll have Edgar land on a root or something near it, like 10 feet away.
Okay.
And then try to look through their eyes.
So Edgar lands about 10 feet away, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. You shift over eyes to it. And suddenly the mound lurches 5 feet and a tendril comes out and slams into Edgar and just 15 bludgeoning damage to Edgar.
Oh, he's got 1 hit point. He's gone. It's feathers.
And then there's as this weird conglomeration of plant life and moss and rocks just lurches upward and begins scrambling through the underbrush towards you guys. We'll roll initiative, and that's where we'll end for this week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
I love shambling.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.